Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PEL Pro League.
I've nowhere to put it, so
you got to keep yourself hydrated. Stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen.
With coffee. Just chugging the coffee.
I feel water maybe is the better suggestion, but coffee can get you through it, or other drinks are available.
It's not a brand, you know.
Coffee brand could be water, or I was just suggesting other drinks are available. I was just pointing out. But anyway, we're going to the grassy knolls, fields and trees of Erangel. We've had 4 eastern circles so far. Well, you could argue one of them was almost centralist. Yeah, it was north, but it was still east.
North.
They all
count, north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, we've had southeast, we've had northeast, and we've had 2 east. So
they're talking about coffee and chat. I'm distracted.
Do we think we could go over to the west, or
honestly, screw the west. I'm happy without it. It's on it. Yeah, nah. Unless it's hospital. Give me a hospital. Something silly. Something weird. Georgia Pole. Zaki.
Something weird. Yo, Zaki Fields.
Just give me something. Give me something little.
I love a Zaki Fields finish.
A little spicy.
I love a Zaki Fields finish.
Yeah, no, not tea today.
They're a little bit quieter this time. That's why I like to see DA.
Yeah, they're calm. Calm before the storm. Something I like to see.
Yeah.
Squeaky being happy.
Squeaky being happy. I mean, it was a very happy game for him.
He's a gentle soul, and he's lovely.
Hey, I bet
and
happy.
he's always just like, he's a cheerful guy. So seeing that in game is just like a really nice thing. And obviously
every morning, hey, dear man, how you doing?
He's so lovely. He's a lovely person, genuinely. So it's really nice to see him actually feeling like, I don't know. Feeling like you know when you see a player who's just like feeling the game, they're confident, they're happy, they're having that like hot hand game, and you're just like that's what you want to see, especially after such a muted season. So for me, that's a really nice kind of turnaround for them, and it'd be great to see it continue.
Must feel nice for ENCE to actually play well.
Oh.
So I mean, we actually was something we didn't mention in the commentary. We were whoops. Honestly, that's actually bad on us.
That's why I'm having a coffee.
Very bad on us. We need to wait. ENCE were the worst team on Sanhok in Phase 3. They were at the bottom of all of the teams, and they just won. That's their first ever win on Sanhok. So there we go. Something I should have probably mentioned during the commentary, so apologies for that. But we are moving over to the fields, and we'll see if they can continue their tear. Can they do what Tempest did, and that was get the Chicken Dinner World Tour, which they already have, but can they do it in a day?
Oh, it's become possible, hasn't
it?
Oh, look at this playing path. This could be a melee circle.
Oh, God.
This could be a melee circle, or it could be a George circle. Oh. So
you know
generally,
what?
how it happens is it goes near the playing path, it has to touch it.
Phase 1 circles. Think back now, 2018.
I can't think
no.
far back.
Primorsk finish. We could have it.
It could be a Prim.
It's been so long since we had that little hill.
It's going to be the fields. It's going to be the fields. No, we're not going to get excited.
Gimme.
Oh, God, that'd be so good. Look how many teams are thinking this could be a melee circle.
Yeah. This is
oh, my God. Okay.
So obviously Unity always go Novo anyway.
Yeah, so they're meant to be
Northern Lights have been here a bunch of times, but now we have IG on here as well. So just getting a little bit more crowded. Pixel just watching where Unity go, making sure they continue down. Is it going to be southwest? Come on, southwest. Give me a prim.
Don't you dare go into that field. You avoid that field. You don't touch that field. You go away from the shacks.
It'd just be a mountain. If it's Phase 1, actually, mountain was massive.
Yeah, mountain finishes would be super likely with this playing path as well. ENCE must be so happy anyway, just right now as they get to go to South George. Oh, okay. Mountain. It could be. They were so prevalent. It was like if that mountain was in the circle, you'd have 70% of the teams on it.
Team Liquid lived on it.
Exactly. It's like everyone would just pile into it. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's look at what we have here then. No one is going to be going far northeast, are they? So at this point, if you're Tempest, Tornado Energy, get your loot, get out, get back in the circle. I would say this is a good game for ENCE. I don't know how they approach this. They were a team that used to use the mountain a little bit as well themselves. If it was available, if they'd come on those longer rotates coming back in, definitely would opt for it.
When you think about an NIP play in this situation, they tend to go towards that crossroadsy position. Those 2 compounds sort of just off the hillside.
Could be them.
We're looking at the crash site there. That was quite a way away. Over in this thing has so many different names. You call it red, right?
Big Red.
Big Red, you do.
I honestly don't know why either. It's just one of those things. I think one of us called it that.
Rusty red.
Yeah,
type
Rust.
Thing, yeah.
I mean, I think it's just like whatever stuck when you were playing with your mates when PUBG first came out. You were running around in third person.
Is it the option of red eye, like Little Red?
2'4" red. Is that it?
He's going to come in the door in a minute. What did you say?
I was going to say his little legs are going to get tired walking down to ENCE again. So hopefully they don't win this one for his sake. It must be a long walk when your legs are that small.
Oh, dear.
All right, we'll stop being mean. We'll
Short
stop
jokes
being
come
mean.
out. I don't know.
I'm 5'6". I can't
Look,
say I'm a rounded up 5'6"
It makes a
as well.
change from him getting all the old jokes that he used to get off
variety
Spot.
is nice.
And I actually, he's about the only person in Esports I could do an old joke on.
That's true. Think of some and just go at it. Okay, it'll be perfectly fine.
So, something we should consider is obviously with these three teams within Sosnovka Island, obviously it is a west bridge. It could get crowded. We have seen quite a few gate camps on bridges these days, so may have something similar. 7 look like they are going to position. Obviously, Gatka being at the heart of the circle should be a point that they could consider. Train Hard are going for the yellows, and I think I can see 7 heading towards the similar buildings, which Phantom may have just seen him watching the map at the moment. It looks like he's going to get in there. The rest of his team are way up on the north side.
Oh no, okay. The names are close by. They're on the same road, kind of just south of Hospital, I think. If I'm looking at like Rustanmar, where ENCE moving to, yeah, and I think Set's just slightly further away, but it looks very close by. Yeah,
whatever garage compound, and ENCE going to the standard NIP spots at the moment.
Oh, Mitraleius is in a field.
7 are indeed taking shots. It's going to be on PG-18 as he D's his vehicle is no longer. Wanderer is coming in. That's an adventurous grenade if ever I saw it.
Hey, look, if it bounced the right way, some of those nade bounces are just weird and wonderful, so they just ping off somewhere. So maybe it could have happened. Probably not. D's still alive. A little bit of cover to work with on this little bit of a dip, but not a great deal. Teams are now starting to swarm towards the mountain. ELGIGANTEN's already up there. PG-18 is close by. 7 is there. ENCE have the option. We have a lot of teams now looking like they want to get around this area. Are they going to commit to it? Not sure. Obviously, it's not quite the flavor of the month like we used to have back in Phase 1, but things have been a little different with these circles.
Yeah, Recruit just recovering that one. Train Hard, rest of the team coming down from the north. Off from Cube, they're safe. Talking about the hillside. ELGIGANTEN choosing the mountain. ENCE a little late, if I'm honest, coming out of South George, and they've realised that PG-18 have beat them to that compound around the corner. I think Rustanmar and co are happy with this one. So it is literally, they've just carbon copied NIP's rotates, it seems.
Yeah, and there was a Korean team that did this as well. I'm trying to think of who it was that played the 2-2 split in that compound.
Black,
I think so. It recalled my mind that they used to 2-2 split compounds there. They'd have 2 up in the slightly further north garage and then the greys down below, but not to be for now for ENCE. Again, I'm wondering how much they've worked with this, because we see them splitting off. TRYFFELI and SKUIJKE might be going for another position as well, just on the edge of Gatka. So quite brazen splits here, maybe feeling there's an option that it could go south still, that they're not quite, fully believing in the northern swing. Beyond that, we need to keep our eyes on the, obviously, people leaving the military base, the Millie Island itself. Yeah. IG have made it across. They were probably on the further outskirts, so they have the vehicles, they have the way through, so they'll be okay off the back of that, and they'll be the first ones over, so they can either set up or they can just keep going. The option's theirs.
Oh, they're kind of spreading it. Maybe the sort of
maybe just going to scout for a second.
Yeah, it's not a direct bridge camp, so just going to sit up on the edge there. Buster catching a couple of shots onto D's, but not going to get him down. Solar also took some damage from the last crew there as they try and surround them. They need all the points they can get at the moment. They got quite a few kills earlier on in Miramar until they ran into Digger from Quick Math. Jokers have the entirety of the West Coast to themselves.
That was a pick-up. Look at that. Oh, no, he's going uphill.
It needed to be tight.
Oh, no. The slow roll. They try to get him out. Evacuate. Get him out of there. Oh, no. Still gone a bit wrong.
Not going to work out.
Oh, no. I regret my dive for this, too. That car is smoking.
Saving Private D's. Not going to work out.
Private D's nuts. Oh, man. That name's great. Alright.
I'm going to leave you on that one.
I'll give you myself.
Oh, anyway, back over on the eastern side, Tempest making its way across. Unity heading over.
Simple things for a simple mind, they say, don't they? Oh, All right, yeah. The eastern side working around. Where would if it's going to be a hard shift, where would we like it to go?
I mean, down to quarry would be fun. Because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
It's just.
I
Or
can't.
you know what?
East.
You know
Give me
what?
the east. Give me ruin.
Actually, no. You know the beach. We've seen the west. We used to have both of those beach circles before.
Yeah, they used to happen. Oh, okay.
Again with that nade. Go on, off the bar. A little underhand. Good nade.
It got the flush, didn't it?
It bounced off the white picket fence.
That one sent it flying. And again, awkward with the two
can't
names.
Get the whole the splash of like the wood splinters.
just chip damage.
This guy's doing well here though.
Solo's
Solo
doing
is
wonderful.
on it.
Yeah, he's playing this really well. He's just utilizing the building perfectly, falling away, getting a new angle, putting the other team under pressure. Look at this.
Go
Look at that little
aggressive.
repeat. Just going to sit down, prone it down, and wait. They won't expect this
Teammate
angle
support
instantly.
coming in. He's going to go for the flank. Ooh, he's not sure. He thinks
He can get out now, though. There's a chance he could get out.
Jappy's out there, and he's been caught out with a mutant. Oh, dear me.
That feels bad, doesn't it? That's never a nice feeling. No ammo in the 98.
So
That's probably why he wasn't going for the
Last
peaks.
crew completely surrounded Solar. They didn't take him down, and now he's basically took down the whole team. It is going to be a standard phase 1 circle.
It seems quite common. And here comes the push. This is when all the teammates are there. Really well played by Trainhard. Kept their composure under a really uncomfortable situation where people are in your building, they're outside. To be able to keep Solar there, just calm, easily handling them, isolating them into 1v1s, very well handled.
Oh no, crashing into Gatka.
Gatka
7
time.
and PG-18. So PG-18 get themselves the garage, the 3, the flat roof, whatever you want to call it. And PG-18, Recrent again rocking the Car 98 there, but he just had 7 pull right up in the other side. This is further south of Gatka. We see Airstation Mike coming in. Does try and pile in. Recrent, though, is trying to bail out the window, get the hell out of there. Meanwhile, ENCE have actually caught ELGIGANTEN out, so that's caught them in trouble. They're down to 2 now.
Stovnik's just a madman. He just barreled in there. He's got a nade if he knows this. Oh, this could be horrible for Recrent. It is. It's so well done. Sadovnik was just, he had the scent. He knew where he was. He was just chasing him down. No fear at all. And we do still see the Wanderer up, but he's so far away.
So ELGIGANTEN actually got in there. So he must have been, maybe got through the window, I don't know. But he was obviously trying to get the backside. And I think it was SKUIJKE that caught the back of him. So 7 have gained Gatka. DA you can see in the grannies further on. ENCE have the little yellows. Nobody in the ditch just yet, but it's playable. Actually, no, because Jokers have themselves the radio tower and the satellite. Or antenna, whatever you prefer to call it up there.
Yeah. That was a bit of a, ex-Na'Vi battle there, wasn't it, between those two? You think about the leftovers as such. Unity pulling up on the mountain, not far away from ELGIGANTEN, but I think they're aware of this. Not sure how aware.
Interesting split. Look at DA's split. I really like this. They've got the Harry Potter, which is pulled to many times in Phase 1, which I feel these circles I keep talking about. I keep mentioning it. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. And obviously DA also have that little area by Gatka, so they've got a really nice north-south covering each other.
See if this does go anywhere else, any hard shifts. Bit of a shame for Trainhard there, just pulling into this. Unity have been quite late to that hillside, so maybe a bit of a surprise. They'd hoped they could work their way up that one, but not to be. They're going to be back down to where they were previously. And for now, most people are somewhat safe. If it's not hard shifting too far, these circles are somewhat forgiving, apart from the Wanderer. In danger as 7 are just clearing through this. That Molotov could be good. Ildevice deals with it well. 7 looking pretty deadly this time.
I see you in chat, Premi. Stop trying to bait everybody in there.
What bait are we getting?
With your DA knowledge.
We just need to get Tomil back talking about it. That's the one. That's how you get everyone riled up.
Don't get the spiciness.
And we do see a bit of contact on the mountain, but this is one of those things. If we don't have hard shifts coming into these circles, teams aren't forced to fight yet, so most will be having 2-2 split. Most will be trying to hedge bets on other sides of circles. And once this one comes in, we will be able to work out if it's going to be a little bit more interesting. Wookie Bookies just doesn't like his team anymore. He's going to be out on his own.
Yes, Tweed A, I do read chat. I'm on to you, boys. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Here we go. It is good. Ooh, to the fields. The Jokers, their 2-2 has paid off. ENCE's 2-2 also. They can choose which one they go to. DA as well. Remember, they secured themselves the little compound by Gatka. Could go for the ditch. I expect someone to be heading for the ditch. Maybe the crossroads ditch as well. A couple of options available. Northern Lights probably going to swing it around the swamps into the western side. And everybody else down south is screwed.
Let's talk about splits. DA had that 2-2. Mert and Mitraleius are going to be working their way back towards the others. That's the benefit of having it. You have instantly somewhere to go to. Yes, those rotations are still scary, but you have options. Outside of this, ENCE can maintain their 2-2 if they fancy it. Gets a bit riskier because you have a lot of teams now compressing and compiling into these areas. Swamp is still somewhat playable here if you have very few other options. You can still work your way up on that western side, but Gatka itself and the field surrounding are very busy. Airstation, Mike, and GamerLegion right next to each other as well. The teams on the mountain, well, only one team now. Unity decided, we'll take Hospital then. Nice way to do it. Wondering where Tornado Energy go, though.
I feel GamerLegion are going to stick around. They want to get the points from Airstation Mike here. They're trying to pepper them. Airstation Mike driving out the back. GamerLegion trying to do what they can to get the kills down. Set, getting a couple of shots. It's going to pop the tyres of Unity. Northern Lights have found themselves this edge little area. IG doing the same. They're going to kind of keep Tornado Energy away. They're just down below them. You can see on the hillside here. Don't know really whether IG are aware of TE coming in behind them, to be honest.
No, I'm not sure either. But they're not the last ones in. You have Quick Math behind them. And then ToWzErA and the rest of Airstation Mike are also doing this. Jazza's on his own by chopsticks. This is...
Yeah, his vehicle, I think he got his pop tyre while he was trying to get away.
He might be the only survivor out of this.
Compot actually might light them up. He has. Compot's just lit them up. That's 3 in a vehicle. They're going to turn around on Compot, get a big headshot on him, and then fake in the end will get him. So that's going to be a point for Airstation Mike. They need all they can get right now.
Yeah, and well, Melman just shot, so now IG are well aware someone is close by, maybe a little curious about it as to what's going on and why they're shot south of us. Northern Lights spot out Quick Math, so they're going to go on the further western approach, past Swamp if they can. That's just down off the screen. Example, going to keep eyes trained towards these windows, try and keep IG away from being able to peek. Beautiful shot! Handles the timing well, and that's a flying bike in the distance.
Train Hard have wrapped around the whole of the mountain. They've come in just sort of to the east of Hospital. So they've got themselves in the deep north side. Northern Lights, meanwhile, continuing to wrap around the edges of the swamp. Seeing what they can. Quick Math have completely gone for this deep south rotate over to the west coast. It's paid off for them. They have the entirety to the west themselves at the moment. Airstation Mike heading the same direction. Jazza in the middle of nowhere. Finally found a vehicle to get away with it. Where's GamerLegion going? They're going for yellows, sitting on the edge, and it does go to the fields.
Okay, so...
Phase 1 circles.
They kind of are. The South is about to be a bloodbath. This is where we lose so many players and so many teams. ToWzErA goes down, but that's not really to be too surprised at this point. Airstation Mike were out of options, really. They weren't doing so good at finding a way in. Tornado Energy have disengaged. They've gone, all right, let's just get to that darn circle. The edge of Swamp is quite playable. It's quite nasty to play in. And, oh dear.
2 of them just went down to blue there.
SIXMO. They're trying to pull up right near ENCE, and they are having absolutely none of it.
It's just a car. Who got knocked out of it? There's just a car rolling. If I was Mert, okay.
Yeah, Mert got knocked out of it. DA is still going, but they're going to go into the other maybe 2-stack here. They're trying to pull up, and...
Airstation Mike. F's in chat, ladies and gentlemen, for now the bottom team in the... Oh no, last crew died as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, not gone good. Let's look at positioning here. DA's position, I'm a bit worried about. It's good late game once everything settles down, but other teams could send it for this and just run them over at this point. We still have GamerLegion with few options. They need to look for last-ditch attempts of ways in. IG shuffling in the south, and Northern Lights still need to make their move as well.
Train Hard. They did some serious work on last crew. Now they're looking to Unity. This is not a fight you should take, really, at this stage with the circle shrinking. This is not... Oh, Phantom, he's going in. He's going in, yeah, that's the direct route. Quizzy, easy as you like.
Oh, moves. Don't get caught out by cars. No one gets run over by those, right?
Tornado Energy just going to go across towards the yellows and the compounds. Jokers obviously withdrew into the center point. There's a crate going out. There is still the ditch. Oh no, tell a lie. The ditch is not available anymore. Tornado Energy already in it. DA have gone for the far ditches on the eastern side. There is a little crossroads position, but with Mitraleius there, that's going to be a risk. Unity do lose 1 and 2. No, just the 1. It's just orange going down as Train Hard work the way down, and Giganten come down from the hills.
Yeah, IG are in danger working up here. They're trying to get through it, but ENCE from afar are the ones finding these. That's a couple of...
about to say, oh, he was trying to be sneaky. I was about to say they have no idea, but Morpheus turns around, and the nade's going to get sidestepped there.
Hey,
KnorkiS backs away.
We know that bjorN can't nade. I love the guy. He's great, but the nades were not good from GamerLegion. Fexx is still alive, so there is a chance the nades will land. Hamster is there. Let's see if they're better with the guns than the nades. That nade doesn't look too bad, actually. It doesn't quite find them. Just a bit of a tag on them, but they need a bit more than that right now. The pressure's coming in. I don't know how they're still standing, ELGIGANTEN. They're getting so much pressure.
bjorN not hit him. There we go.
There it is, but the nade did come back through. Hamster's been knocked in the process.
Yeah, got there in the end, but it has took a time. And with the flank around, KnorkiS is getting closer and closer. There's another nade coming in, very close to Fexx. Oof, good lord, just took a big flank off his rear end there. Unity losing another out the fields. That's not good for them. They're gone. As Train Hard deliver the killing blow. In the south side, IG and Northern Lights. This one's been boiling up for a while. They finally start to clash on this hillside. GamerLegion will finish off ghostar, but it does still stand at a 3v2 with Marcelek down and out.
Yeah, Zampik's angle is actually pretty nice to work with. He can't overpeak it, but it's still pretty good compared to Northern Lights' side.
Pushing down.
And yeah, let's see what he can make from this for Fexx. That's a flush for him.
He got KnorkiS, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good going. That's going to alleviate the pressure. Closing in again. This is going right in towards Radio Tower, right in towards the Jokers. You still have ENCE there on both splits, north and south. DA going for that kind of coastal side, the edge of the road, excuse me. IG on the sweep, though. It looks like Northern Lights are ready and waiting. Prone down the firing squad. Does Zampik have the patience to be able to peek these corners? Already they're going to claim one life. Can they find some more?
seniks goes picked off. And again, I continue to say how impressed I am by Northern Lights' close quarter combat. They are very good at it. Don't know whether they're going to be able to get Spyro back on his feet or whether they just take his meds. He's obviously out on the edge of the blue. Well, they got 10 seconds before he starts pushing, so he should be able to get him up. This is Fexx's push earlier on ELGIGANTEN. I think it was bjorN that ended up catching the knock in the end, so good work from GamerLegion. They needed all they could there. Looking around the side, Marcelek's going to get flushed out. He's managed to get himself back. No, the spread from the molly is going to force his backside out the whip tree. bjorN.
Oh, bjorN, you're a lucky boy there. There was a second. There was a second. But I think other people are looking their way, so we could see a third party towards that. But now, people will be clutching at straws. We do see Tempest trying to work their way in, but Wookie's been caught in the process. DA moved there earlier, but then ENCE have vision, 7 have vision. 3 different teams just got involved in that one move coming out, so you can see how many eyes are there.
The biggest issue with that crossroads dip there is the fact that if there is somebody in DA's spot, it just can't, it doesn't work.
Yep.
Because they have a line of vision and they've got nades, etc. Everything's working out for them. Oh my god, what's going on the edge of Swamp? That is getting very busy. Northern Lights, Tornado Energy, and Quick Math all down there. There goes Tempest, DA collecting the kills, and Mitraleius, more importantly, collecting the kills.
Yeah, great work from him. Northern Lights going to try and move in between Tornado Energy and Quick Maths. I don't think it's going to go too well for them, if I'm honest. You have deep down there, Spyro, okay, bro, but for them to actually get into the circle is going to be the tough part. GamerLegion go down in 10th. They didn't have the easiest time coming off the mountain, and it certainly fell short. Still have some utility, though, Northern Lights, trying to find any sort of way through. Okay, bro makes the first dash for it, try and move forward, lean towards Quick Maths in this, which again could open up vision for Tornado Energy, and it looks like Spyro's already fallen foul to this.
Yeah, obviously Quick Math with the compound, it's a horrible, horrible position for them to be in, and that's some horrible FPS as well from Melman. Thankfully cutting away from that one as Petsy gets caught out, gets taken down. Insolento going to heal off as well. Deep though, the third party working well. They're down to one man. Okay, bro, all he can do is keep them at bay. You can see the blue forcing his hand. I tell you honestly, go for the peak and get it caught, but it doesn't matter. Melman does the job.
Valiant attempt from Northern Lights. That prior fight slowed them down so much. Transitioning away was always going to give the advantage over to the other team. Now, let's move again. This is the first time we're going to see most teams not within the circle anymore. The teams who had these positions, excluding the Jokers, are now under pressure.
I think the fight that would be the best to watch will probably be 7 and D8. They have to pass over the road into the ditch, but DA going to be there. I hope that 7 have got a lot of nades to try and smoke the path, because ENCE have this big 2-2, but it's not going to pay off anymore. Airstation Mike found out that's Jazza down in 8, so a single point for Airstation Mike, who languish down the 15th place. Not ideal. Joker's obviously in the prime position. I don't think you need me to tell you that.
Here we go. Working around Moon's having a little look for it. Smoke's going to be put out. QuickMath trying to build a path, build a bridge into the new circle, find some ground to work with. The wall's up, but here it is for 7 as well. An 8-star coming in. DA need to be prepared for what's coming their way. 7 and no slouches today. Mitraleius on guard, but the nade from SIXMO's good. Sadovnik pulling in on the car. Can he find anyone? Is he going to keep driving? It looks like he's just going to barrel into this. He's trying to go further forward. Madness from him as Mitraleius again catching more and more people, but he's going to be pushed and surrounded himself.
He was trying to be that distraction, and it's kind of worked because Edelweiss has managed to get over the road. Can he finish off SIXMO? Turns around, he will. So it kind of worked. That was what he wanted to be. It obviously wasn't the BRD that he'd prefer to have there, but it was the Dacia. That's all they have available to them. The nade comes out, the flush will go down, so SIXMO goes down, but the nade does the job.
Oh,
now
Mitraleius
comes around the side, gets the little push around. Mitraleius going, doing some work. He has to back away. He's going for the reload. He needs the support from BeautflDeath as the smoke gives him cover.
He's just danced so well around the cover that was in front of him. This man is brilliant to watch. If he gets this one, if he gets down Krabic, that would be absolutely perfect, and it is. Mitraleius. Individual brilliance from him.
Oh no, but ENCE have moved in on this one. Look at this, they're coming straight in towards it. Oh, and QuickMath, they're in all sorts of trouble. They're getting naded out. Joker's going aggressive on the side as QuickMath tried to move into a position, but Joker's having none of it. DA get flushed out by ENCE, so they're going to get taken down. And now Joker's quickly moved to position, but they have allowed TrainHard to move into the center position, which is very hard for Jokers to actually flush out here because it's at the foot of the hill. And if they were to look down, ENCE, who are in the fields, actually have just spotted TrainHard in there, will be able to see them.
Yeah, this has all got a bit uncomfortable for the Jokers. Now they have to be able to focus on this, put all their attention towards clearing out QuickMath, but with one player alive, that's going to be in the back of their minds constantly. Set still knocked, you've lost your high ground advantage. ENCE are very spread in the northeast. It's on a bit of a knife edge for them, but this could be a lot of ground if the circle potentially favors moving away from the little radio tower hill.
Chance here for ENCE. The circle kind of goes their way and favors them. They have these little dips and divots and the UAZs and the hay bales. They're on for a potential back-to-back win and a Chicken Dinner World Tour all in one day. They've already done it because they picked up a win on Erangel the other day, but this would be absolutely what they want. They have to deal with Tornado Energy, though. They're the team that's going to likely come down the trenches in towards the likes of TRYFFELI and SKUIJKE down there, and that's exactly why TRYFFELI is looking this way.
Yeah, still really nice meds as well. Good loot here for ENCE. They're sitting quite pretty in that regard. I'm wondering what SKUIJKE's got in the form of an angle. You're imagining the TrainHard Jokers and QuickMaths will clash, but again, the amount of times we'll see everyone turn attention towards ENCE, for example, just because they're the big value target in this, is quite surprising how often it happens. But now you're right, and ENCE are responding accordingly, leaving miikaz to control the north, the less likely pressured spot, and pulling 3 players to the south to meet Tornado Energy on the more likely side of engagement.
Millman creeping closer and closer. Example gets in there. No nades for SKUIJKE, just a single med as well, and 18 bandages to help him going on. He just got a glimpse of a headshot. They found the last QuickMath man. That's going to free up the Jokers now to turn their attention across the fields as Tornado Energy start to push up. They're trying to take the divots, but the blue is starting to pressure them, and the ENCE have used it to their advantage. They're going to push into the fields. Everybody gets a hay bale, but they've got to be careful of their backs now. Jokers have repositioned.
How is SKUIJKE just running around the middle of the circle right now?
He's got to the crate, yeah.
He's just like, yeah, give me. Look at this confidence. And if it works out, that's mad. He's literally ran to the middle there.
He gave him
got
a
level 3,
as well.
All of that, perfect. Can he survive though? Now they're in a bit of a pinch spot. Everyone's looking at them. No one wants to fight each other because they feel like they've got the better spots up on that hillside. Tornado Energy locked to the south. They can't really move away from that. They can get into the fields, but surely the Jokers would have vision on that. But then again, TrainHard, they ain't going to be moving. They want everyone else to fight this out.
And they're all just staring at the hills of Jokers. They're not really bothered about what's behind them in terms of ENCE. And the problem for Jokers is every time they peek, everybody down there, there's, well, nine people staring at them. And that's going to be the first man tagged out on the fields. No way to revive him. The circle centers up and it forces the Jokers' hands a little bit here. I think they still have the smallest little dip on the hillside, but they now need to start looking at moving. ENCE only have one guy outside at the moment.
Yeah, and TRYFFELI can just hold this until Tornado Energy are securely either dead or in the circle and not come his way. That's his role now, is you lock down that area between the blue and the new circle, you control it and make sure no one comes on our flank. Tornado Energy are focused towards the Jokers, and the Jokers are focused towards them. Set tries to get an off angle, but Melman finds it. Not expected and no covering fire. No one's spotting that one out. Maybe a miscommunication from the Jokers. Maybe him trying to find a way for them to get into this new circle safely. But now they know it's certainly not safe. Where do they head now?
This is playing out great, friends, because Jokers and Tornado Energy are engaging with one another. Now they're trying to reposition in the car. Melman can't quite land the shot that he wants. The UA's Dacia managed to work in, and that gives them the angle. Moon tries to get down. He's actually going to get the loot offset. That's what he's going for. Maybe a little greedy, because he's getting lit up here. Alaya actually got back on his feet, so Example managed to get in and get the revive off. That surprises me. That's why Set was popping off, Melman was popping off so much, giving him that cover fire.
God, miikaz, so patient in not pushing that ridgeline. There's a ridgeline that literally would just pull him up right to the foot of the hill. It looks like Tornado Energy on the move, but as are ENCE, they are flanking around the bottom side of the circle to try and get vision on this. Maybe feeling the fight is going favorably towards Tornado Energy. They're going to be the big target of focus. Melman gets contact now. He's in between a rock and a hard place.
Looted.
And Rustanmar is down to 1 HP. He does get the med off, though. He should be safe, but Moon still has vision on ENCE, but he just can't land a shot.
Melman down to 1 HP there. He went to the crate, but it's been looted. SKUIJKE's been in there. He's ninja'd it away. Example gets caught out on the backside. Daboom, meanwhile, goes down. Joker's going to have to get him back on his feet. Tap with the 6 kills there. ENCE has got 3 people focusing down on towards Tornado Energy. Melman and Example picked off.
miikaz is doing it.
And they're going for it. miikaz is flanked, but he's going to get caught out by Trainhard.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes up on it. It's a really good cover play, though. That little ridgeline is so powerful. I think knokI is already watching it, but regardless, it's keeping it safe. Rustanmar does get the flush on Melman, and Tornado Energy, everyone looked at them. The Jokers recover currently with 3 alive. 6 kills on Tab. He's on a bit of a game, but miikaz, if he's patient, if he's meticulous in how he clears this, he might see Trainhard. Will he check on the left?
They're right to his left. knokI's surely going to go for it.
You'd imagine he will.
Just waiting. Now he's just going to spray him down. That's going to call them out. They've lost TRYFFELI as well down low, and suddenly ENCE lose 2. Solar pops up. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. Solar goes down. knokI the last man for Trainhard, and now ENCE turn their attention to him, but knokI's trying to get the spray down as much as he can. Jokers are on absolutely nothing. Daboom down. Moon down. He's cooking it up. That's going straight towards him. He's going to bank off. It gets Daboom down.
Oh my God.
And wow, Elias still alive watching this all play out. The second one comes through. Jokers gets the damage.
How is Moon still alive? The spray comes in from SKUIJKE. He wants knokI dead. And it looks like ENCE have stabilized. That's the nade, finally. Surely Moon is dead here. There he goes. We're down to 3 teams.
10 kills for the Frenchman. They're doing some work here. But it's ENCE back on their feet with 3. Alias sneaking around the side. In the fields, everybody dropping your pack. Rustanmar sits center mast. They see knokI, they get him down. That's Trainhard out in 3rd place. It's down to ENCE now for a possible back-to-back and some really big points to be had.
And this is exactly what they needed. Signed, sealed, and delivered. A huge game again from ENCE. The World Tour, it's been completed.
They've got 39 points back-to-back now. They had 20 points from the game earlier on today, so 59 points from 3 games. Don't know what they did in the second matchup. I don't think it was anything to really write home about. So just a quick look. It was a big fat 0, I think it was, for that game. So not great overall, but doesn't matter. It's all about the placement points. And well, a chicken dinner world tour in a day. 2 times in the promos. Who would have thought? Another massive game from the likes of SKUIJKE, and he made that run, that naked run to get that crate, and then Melman went there, and it was empty, didn't know where it went. Let's go down to Paul with ENCE again.
Yes, indeed, ENCE again. That's what D-Man's just said to me. SKUIJKE, another big game for you guys, and another win. That's 3 today, and it's also the World Tour complete as well.
Yeah, well, like, the plane was bad, so we went to South George in the first day because no one wasn't looting there. That was a big surprise when the contenders start. So I think in this circle, the South George loot really paid off because we could have a really good 2-2 split, and we just kept the 2-2 split the whole game because kind of we know there's gonna be some crashes between us, but we just hope that they're not gonna crash us. So the D8 they went the dips at north side of the yellow house, so we know that if we're gonna push them 2 sides, they can't pretty much do anything. So only what would definitely go wrong if we get crashed, but other way it's good.
It worked out in the end. And also, you were a bit of a madman in that game. There was a crate right in the middle of the circle. You were just just run into the middle of the circle.
Yeah, well, we had a good knowledge where all of the enemies are like TA was in the south side. They wanted to push us, but then the circle went a little bit more towards the north. And like I told them that if someone's gonna peek me from the radio tower, that's the like only angle I'm gonna die. So I just wanted to, because I had level 1 helmet and I think level 1 vest, and they were almost half HP, and they were like my teammates covered my back, so I just get the free drop. So.
Well, it's good stuff, Squeaky, and you're on fire right now, as are his teammates. ENCE with 3 out of 4 today. The World Tour is complete as well. The chicken dinners are all over the place as far as Finland are concerned today.
Before we get into discussing this game, can we talk about that cocky play from Squeaky? Because he says, oh, well, he needed to loot. That was a very confident play from him, and I kind of got the impression that ENCE was like, you know what, we've got this in the bag. Off you go. Go take a look there.
I actually went out between the game here and went out from the studio where we can see everything, and talked to seniks. And he was like, yeah, it was good. It was nice. We got our seniks. And I was like, yeah, well, this is good. And he's like, yeah, do you like our greedy 2-2 split? Like, yeah, it's good. But and then he said, yeah, we're not going to be able to, like, one is going to die. But as Squeaky here beautifully explained, that once they manage to get like all of them staying alive and then manage to get a 2-2 and then sweep the edge on the eastern side, it was already a win from that, because they had so much space, they had so much control, and everybody else was in the west and in the south, and they were going to be fighting, so they could just keep so much control. Extremely well played by ENCE here.
Extremely well played, even though they had a little bit of that greedy 2-2 split there. But it all came down to the execution when they had to push DA from that little ditch, and they did so well, both at the same time, coming in there, just pinching them down, taking control over that part of the map. And then they knew exactly where all the other enemies was. So Squeaky going for that crate, it all comes down with the confidence as well. He knows that if someone's gonna peek, we're gonna hit our shots because we are so confident right now.
We know that ENCE is a team that when they're confident and they're getting the chicken dinners, they get more confident, they get more chicken dinners. Is this what they needed? Because we've been saying what happened since phase 1. Is this what they needed?
This is literally what we saw in phase 1 as well. As soon as they get confidence, as soon as they feel like that snowball rolling, they just don't care. They just roll up on people, they shoot, they position themselves extremely well, and this is the confidence they needed to really get back. It's really nice to see, because this feels like the phase 1 ends that we saw. So like they needed this, they needed to get down. I feel like this is what, like, this is the opening and the reminder of greatness they needed. Get down here and then show what they're able to do to get back into PL. And I actually think they're going to be doing extremely well in PL in phase 1 in 2020, because with this, it's almost guaranteed for them to go there.
2 teams that we also saw pop off there, Train Hard, and also the Jokers, who we haven't seen. Impressive plays from them.
Jokers had actually quite a weird split there.
Who?
Jokers.
The Jokers.
They had quite a weird split.
Yeah.
We saw them having 2 in the radio tower, and then one of them went north, actually. You had something to say?
I want to say the tap with 6 kills as well made a huge difference for them. But as you said, I think it took time for them. We were talking about this. They took too much time before they actually went and made something proactively. So they waited for too long.
1K club.
1K club, Squeaky, big 1003. Now what you were saying, what we were talking about is also, if Jokers maybe pushed on Tornado Energy a minute before, they could potentially take that game, because that meant that Train Hard was not going to focus on them. Train Hard was going to be focusing on ENCE instead. So they would maybe had an upper hand there if they managed to wipe out Tornado Energy.
And this is the difference we're talking about between a PL team and PLC team.
Yeah.
The timing when you need to move, when you need to act. You can't wait until it's too late. And that's something Jokers did there. Waited a little bit too long. They got a little bit too greedy because they had a good high ground to play from. But at the same time, once you're out from there, you're getting seen by everybody. Everybody's going to shoot at you, no matter where you're going.
Overall today, from about phase 4 in each game, we've seen the teams start being far more aggressive in their playstyle. Is that because they've now kind of felt each other out?
They felt each other out. They know more of the teams, how the other teams are playing, how they want to rotate themselves, and they get into the spots where they want to play from.
Is ENCE going to be in the top 4? Is that what we've
Yeah,
decided
100%.
after this?
After this, like the amount of momentum they've gained from this, and the leaders well down to 4th and 5th spot is too big now. Like, there's the amount of minimum points they'll get just from play. Like if they play Paul, they'll get 3 to 4 or 5 points every game, even if they play ball on an average. So like they're gonna make it no matter what.
So they have 121 points and they're in the lead right now. We talked about 150, 160 points to secure yourself that top 4 spot. Now this is gonna be a little bit lower because all the teams are so even with each other. So that might be dropping down to, I'd say, 135 to 140
something
is
like
the
that.
points you need to actually make it to in the top 4.
Which also means that one of the teams, like on the last day, our mid pack, maybe even one of the like bottom pack teams could make like a Knights kind of comeback where they make 70, 80 points in one day with gaining 3, 4 like a day like we've seen ENCE get today. If they do that tomorrow, they'll also take one over one of the 4 spots.
So far, after 4 games here, ENCE has got himself 60 points. And they had 61 points coming into today.
Yeah.
That tells the story of how good they've been playing. And the second game, I think they had 1 point, right?
I can't remember how much they had.
I think it was 1 point in the second Miramar game. So basically, all those points are coming in from the 3 wins that they had so far.
Of course.
When you take a look at the other PEL teams, though, that are fighting for their spots, not looking as good for the likes of GamerLegion and DA.
DA, actually, I wouldn't count them out yet. They're 7 points from 4th spot right now, so they could make it, but they have to have a great game, great day, and some great games tomorrow. One good game here as well could make a difference. But again, it's only top 4, so you need to have a big day on one of the 4 days and then being consistent on other ones. It doesn't. You can't get top 4 being just consistent on all 4 days, because what we've seen so far is one team will have an amazing day in one of the days. So far, ENCE, 7, and Tempus, and they're in the top 3, of course. So tomorrow, we might see some of the 1/4 teams gonna have 2 or 3 wins in one day, and they'll take the 4th spot away.
Right now, I feel like GamerLegion, they're questioning themselves a little bit every time they make a decision. And that's slowing them down in the rotations. And slowing them down in the rotations is what losing them their games right now. Because they're not getting into the position they want to get to in time. And when they get there, there's already a team there.
We'll need to see how this plays out as we move into our final game of today. We're going to take a quick reset, and before we jump into that game, let's find out a little bit more about Jazza from Airstation Mine.